Антонио Алберто Баштош Пимпарел, Бето, е успешен португалски вратар, който има 16 мача за националния отбор на мореплавателите. Той е част от селекцията на страната си на 3 мундиала, както и Евро 2012. Бето е юноша на Спортинг Лисабона, по-късно играе в големия португалски гранд Порто. Той постига най-големите си успехи като вратар на Севилия, с когото печели Лига Европа в 2 поредни години през 2014 и 2015. Португалският вратар даде ексклюзивно интервю за Букмейкър Рейтинги при визитата си в град Пазарджик по покана на Асоциация Докосни дъгата и младежки спортен клуб Пазарджик спортува.
Bulgaria, welcome to Pazajic. You are here as an invitation from the Touch the Rainbow organization. You are meeting young kids. What is the thing that the youngsters are interested right at this moment? Your impressions?
First of all, thank you for the invitation also. For me, it's a great opportunity to be here, to know a little bit more about Pazarjik, I said, well, yes. Bulgaria in general. And the meeting with these kids, I think it's important for them to understand if they want to follow the sports life. I think it's important for them to listen to examples, successful examples. And for me, it's very nice to speak with them, to understand their questions, what they want, what they don't want, why. And I'm here to help them to understand why and where should they go.
The kids, the youngsters, they have a very different way of thinking than us. Is there something that surprised you when talking to them?
Yes, it surprised me that nowadays the kids don't have passions. They don't have these targets. They like a lot of social media and these video games, and they've lost passion for sports, for music, for art, and I think it's very important for them and for anyone to have some target, to have some passion for something. If you don't have passion, if you don't have a target, you don't know where you're going.
So you think that with the change of the times, the kids change, because when we were young, there was no internet,
we didn't have.
You had the football.
I had the ball or some, I don't know, some toys, 2 toys, and I play with 2 toys 5 hours.
And how many hours with the ball?
10 hours with the ball in the streets, on the streets, not inside the house. And nowadays the kids don't go out; they stay in the room. They don't communicate physically between them. They WhatsApp. So nowadays these generations, they lost contact. They lost this passion for being with people, to understand the future, to see the future. I have a son of 14. So imagine
You have the biggest impression from
I have the biggest impression in my son. I know he likes football. I know he wants to be a football player.
Does he play?
He plays. He's a goalkeeper also. But it's more important for me to understand if he has a plan B, because not everybody can be a football player. So it's important for the kids to have one target, one passion, one goal, but also a plan B. If something is not okay, if something is not right, to have a second way, a second option. It's difficult to change this now. It is difficult because internet is all over the world. So it's kind of complicated to change that. But I think every parent, every father, every mother inside their houses, they have to try to change this on the kids.
Why did you become a goalkeeper, and who was your role model as a kid?
When I was a kid, Gigi Buffon, he was my. I never have like idol. No, I have references like Buffon. I didn't start as a goalkeeper. I started as a player, but I was like very short and very fat. And the coach called me in the first training and he said, "Hey Beto, you are good with the feet, but you don't move, you don't run. You have to run." And I say, "Yeah, but I can't run." So if you can't run, you go to the goal. And I started to be a goalkeeper in this day until last year. So it was 33 years as a goalkeeper.
As a young player, you played in the Sporting Academy.
Yes.
During that time in Portugal and in Sporting, there were Bulgarian players.
Yes.
Ivайло Donov, Krasimir Balъков. Do you remember some of them? Probably you.
I remember Krasimir Balъков. I catch the balls in his game because I was young,
Yes.
and the players from Sporting, from the academy, we went to the professional games to give the balls.
Like everywhere.
Like everywhere. And I give the balls to Balъков when he was a Sporting Lisbon player. So I remember perfectly Kostadinov, I remember playing in Porto, Iliev, playing in Benfica, Risto, Stoichkov in Barca. So I have a lot of Bulgarian references in football.
Do you have a meeting against a Bulgarian player as a player professional in the future, in recent years?
Yes, I was with. I've met with Risto Stoichkov in Vatican City when we had this.
Recent meeting.
Yeah, this recent meeting when it was Maradona's game. I was, and we also were with the Pope in the Vatican. So we spoke a lot. He speaks Spanish, so it was interesting to speak with Stoichkov and to understand a little bit of more Stoichkov as a person.
In Bulgaria, in the last 20 years, we have a huge problem with raising the young players. When they get to the early teenage years, something breaks. They cannot move to the professional football. What is the reason for that? Is it the same in Portugal? And is there some advice that you can give?
I don't know the reality of Bulgaria, but football is general. It's global. So in Portugal, we have this way of create a player, and it's here. Not only the talent, the feet or the hands. No, it's here. In Portugal, we treat the players and we try to prepare players for being a professional. But being a professional, it's not only training. Being a professional is home, eating, resting. We try to create these habits in the football players since they are kids.
But is this the hardest step, the transfer from the youth to male player, as a male player?
Football is like a pyramid. When we are young, everybody's here, and we are starting to grow, and this starting to get difficult. Not all the players going to be professional football players. It's normal. It's not Portugal or Brazil. It's general. Not everyone can be a football player, a professional football player. But you can be a football player. And this transition is here. Sometimes it's the club that don't have the infrastructures. Sometimes it's the player that doesn't have this mentality to handle the pressure. Sometimes the clubs don't make a bet on their own players. They bring players from other countries. It's a lot of reasons that why sometimes the player cannot give this step forward to professional.
You signed a professional contract with Porto,
Yes.
moving there with Radamel Falcao from the main rival. What is this transition, changing from one club to other as rivals, and which is your favorite team, of course?
I don't have like a favorite team because I like Sporting.
Yes.
Because I make 10 years of academy in Sporting. It's normal that I like Sporting. And then I went to FC Porto, and the mentality of the club is totally different. I played 3 years in Porto, and for me, I have the biggest respect from Porto. I like so much FC Porto because they have like this different mentality. Porto started to be like a small club, like a city club, and step by step they grow up, and now they are an European reference. It's not easy to change from Sporting to Porto. It's not easy because the fans from Sporting, they don't accept or they don't understand why do I have to change. But football is like this. If you don't have the opportunities in this club, you have to find another solution. And that's what I did. I tried to find my own way. I had to find another solution, and I went to FC Porto, and I was very happy in Porto.
Let's talk about Benfica. Is the game against Benfica the final, where you saved 2 penalties, the biggest game and the most important in your career?
One of the most important games in my career was one of the finals of UEFA in Turin against Benfica. But I had a lot of games that I can remember. Playing a World Cup, I've played the World Cup in Brazil.
What is playing at the World Cup?
It's nothing beyond that. There is nothing beyond that. This is the highest level a player can play.
The dream of a kid?
The dream of a kid. The dream of every player is to play a World Cup. I had the luck to play. I was in 3 World Cups, in South Africa, Brazil, and Russia. So, and I played the World Cup in Brazil, and it's I can tell you that it's the maximum that any player can achieve.
And what are your plans for the future? Do you want to be a coach and work with kids and just give information and your experience as a mentor or something?
Well, I don't have 100% sure now about what I'm good at. I know that I have experience. I know that I have knowledge. I'm studying a master in sports director, events, coaching also. I want to be prepared for any challenge. If I have many options, better for me. Like I said before, not only one plan. Plan A, plan B, plan C. Anything that I'd be useful and also for myself to be happy.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Nah. For me, they are totally different. I'm a friend. I'm friend of Cristiano. For me, I think he's the perfect athlete because he worked so much in his career to achieve what he achieved. Messi is a natural talent. He was born with this talent. So they are totally different. I'm happy. I'm very happy to play with Cristiano and play with Messi. So not everybody can say that they did. I did it. I played against Messi, I played against Cristiano.
You're a lucky football player.
I'm a lucky football player, so I don't want to tell that Cristiano is the best, Messi is the best. For me, Cristiano, but Messi is from another planet also, so I was lucky to play with both.